4 years of developing this car into the state that it is now.
That looks great. Colson, my goodness, what a transformation. I like this. Boost. Boost.
Hey guys, this is Gary, DASsport. We're here with Colin and our folks today doing the final shakedown on the Electrodyne 944 GTR. It's so amazing. Today we've got with us Brian Stubbs, who was the original crew chief on this car back in the day, and Marty Schirmacher, who was also kind of his right-hand guy. So to have these guys come out today and celebrate the 944 with us, I think it's amazing. So you know, this car's always done so well. It's such a recognizable car, you know, being the only Fabcar design for IMSA 944 back in the day. This car has just always been so amazing. So what can you tell us about the history of this car and kind of what brought it along?
There were 6 other chassis that were built for Trans Am, and this one is 007. Okay. 007 was the only 944 GTR that Fabcar built to IMSA GTO specs. So we had been running the 930s, or detuned 935s at Electrodyne, a couple of different versions of that in GTO, and it got to the point where it was pretty obvious with the competition, you know, Jack Rouse, you know, the Corvettes and the Camaros and stuff with the factory support. It was pretty obvious that we weren't getting there with the 930 chassis anymore. We needed something that could stick with those guys. And so through our connections with Porsche Motorsports, through Chet Vincent's the owner of Electrodyne, and his relationship with Al Holbert, this car came available, and with a little bit of support and sponsorship for Porsche Motorsports, we took this car on and started campaigning it in IMSA GTO.
How many years did this car run in IMSA GTO?
Marty and I were talking about that. I think we ran about 2.5 years. It was, you know, Al Holbert unfortunately was killed in an airplane crash. Okay. And that really shook up a lot of stuff at Porsche Motorsports at the time. And that was literally right when we were taking this car on. So that kind of upset the apple cart a bit, and we didn't run. I think we ran 6 or 8 races a year for about 2.5 years.
Yeah, so I got into the team unexpectedly and loved every bit of it. The challenge, just the excitement, just the learning. I mean, I learned so much about aerodynamics and mechanics, which I already knew a lot, but you know, you get something like this, and you're always pushing to the edge. And this car, I have to say, this 944 was really getting noticed by Al Holbert and the team, because we were right on the edge. And I remember one of the factory teams guys coming up and saying, you know, you guys are like #1 on the private teams, right behind the factory teams. And we were doing really well. We were keeping up right behind the factory teams.
So how much of a 944 turbo that you would buy out of the showroom in the day is left in this car? This is a big evolution beyond that. It represented it, charged it up, but obviously there is
well, the roof and the windshield.
The roof and the windshield.
That's it. So I don't know what the rules are today.
Taillights.
Oh, the taillights. Yeah, taillights are also stock. But back in the day, you were required to run factory sheet metal, but you know, and then everything else could be relatively free. IMSA was pretty good, I have to say, at the time. I don't have any experience with them now. I'm sure they're great because they're very successful now. But even back then, I mean, they were great with working with the competitors and leveling the playing field, but being very reasonable. This was kind of the beginning of when they started allowing tube frames, because through the 70s and into the early 80s, you had to run a factory tub. Okay. You know, and so like the 935s were basically, you know, a factory unibody then that were modified for racing. So moving to this from those cars was a real, you know, light switch moment for the Electrodyne team, because, I mean, this car had the handling to keep up with the Roush cars and so forth, but yeah, they just had a lot more power than us, unfortunately. And as Marty was saying, with the untimely passing of Al Holbert, the development stopped at that point. So it would have been nice to keep going for a few more years. I think we probably could have mixed it up with them.
Yeah. Well, that is awesome. Hey, Colin's here.
Nice.
So, Colin, what do you think about this thing that they started and we're
You got to keep it going.
Again.
You know,
That's right.
they got to keep the legacy going. It's pretty cool.
Thanks.
I love this
Thanks for saying
Electrodyne here. Here we go. We got another guy.
I'm one of the original.
That's Barry Horton.
Yep, one of the original 934 guys.
Now we've just enjoyed, like, you know, this tub. It just always seemed so straight and perfect, and the framing was always so great. We've had it down to literally the bare everything. We painted the chassis from that out and rebuilt the whole car just to make sure that, you know, it was going to do everything it needed to for DASsport and for us out there from a safety standpoint. For me, you know, driving a two-frame car, I was like, yeah, I don't know, you know, make sure, you know, we want to make sure we touched everything, you know. So it was pretty cool, and we really enjoy just the ingenuity of it all. You guys finally kind of got this motor sorted out and got to about 650 horsepower, and you thought you had it all figured out. You're ready to go get them, because you had the handling with the Fabcar chassis, right? And you had, you know, just the superiority of the, you know, just some Porsche engineering, let's say, right? And then you finally got the horsepower sorted out, and the Roush came along and just had a knockout punch at 800 plus, right?
Oh yeah, those guys made so much power, and it was so reliable, and they just basically dialed them up to the point where they stayed ahead of everybody. So whether they used the full amount, I doubt it. You know?
Oh, wow.
But no, the handling, you know, going from the 930, we had tons of power. You know, running a Motronic 962 engine in that car in a straight line, that thing was a rocket.
Yeah.
But the handling, it was, you know, old technology. So we moved to this car, got the great braking, got the great handling, but we were down on power and needed to, and that's where the development, I think, really needed to continue. You know, it's unfortunate that it didn't.
We've had a great day here at Summit Point. You know, it's like been coming here for years and years. It's great to introduce Gary to it. You know, he did a PCA club race out here recently and just crushed it. When you have the PCA people here, it's just huge. It's all filled up. We've had the track almost to ourselves today.
Yeah. It's these driving club days are a great way for folks to get involved with their local track and get some seat time, because really that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
You know, once you got to get yourself dialed in before you worry about getting a car dialed in, because usually you've got to be 100% before you're asking the car to do more, and that's right. And all we ever want these cars to do is what they did when they were originally out, just trying to get them all the way back to their former glory and give them an opportunity to breathe and run. And it's just exciting to be around these old cars and all the old folks that we've been able to meet and interact with today, the crew chiefs that were with the car originally, and folks they're involved in. It's
builders.
It's just amazing the enthusiasm that there is around these cars, and you and I, man, we're just blessed to be able to be a part of it and be along for the ride at this point in it.
That's right.
Somebody will be doing this with this car when we're long gone, trying to figure out what we were doing back at this time. So that's you know, we hope that you will join us on our trip out to Laguna Seca. And what do they need to do, Colin?
I gotta subscribe and watch and like.
That's right. And comment.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Let us know what you think. Let us know some things. We're
Point
involved
us in the
so
direction
much.
you want us to go. I mean,
Yeah.
we're pretty, like, easy going. I mean, if you want us to talk about details of anything in particular that you see in one of the videos, just let us know. If you'd like to find out more about any of the people we introduce you to along the way, just let us know. Give them a
We
call.
got our crew chiefs and our mechanics watching out for the comments and answering questions, and we just hope that that you'll allow us to grow along with you, and that your passion for the sport will grow along with us. Thank you.
See you later. See you next time.